US India is moving closer than ever to ending its decades-long fight against left-wing extremism, with the government now, in fact, saying a Maoist-Free India is well within reach. Now, the numbers show a dramatic shift on the ground, one that at least signals a possible end of a long and violent chapter in India's history.
माओवादी आतंक का खात्मा। आज देश नक्सली माओवादी आतंक से मुक्ति के कगार पर है।
Maoist effective districts have dropped sharply, falling from 126 in 2014 to just 11 in 2025.
2014 से पहले देश के करीब 125 जिले माओवादी हिंसा की चपेट में थे। 125 जिले, और वो 125 जिले पिछले 10 साल की मेहनत के कारण ये संख्या घटती गई और अब 125 से घट करके सिर्फ 11 रह गई है। 11।
When only 3 of these, by the way, are still classified as most affected, marking one of the biggest territorial declines in years or even decades together, viewers. Now, another 27 districts, meanwhile, remain under watch as legacy and thrust districts, completing the last pockets of concern across the country. Meanwhile, violence has fallen to historic lows, with LWE incidents down 89% from their 2010 peak, showing exactly how drastically the situation has changed over time and in favor of peace and resolution. Furthermore, deaths linked to Maoist activity have dropped 91%, a very important number, statistic there, with civilian fatalities decreasing from 222 in 2014, 11 years ago, to just 61 in 2025. All this meanwhile, while security force deaths have fallen from 88 to 32 in the same period, in the same 11-year period between 2014 initially and 2025. The centre has now announced a clear goal, viewers, to make India Maoist-free by the 31st of March 2026. Now, it's a deadline that may seem increasingly achievable with the current trajectory. What am I talking about? Well, the biggest shift is, in fact, in surrenders, which have surged across effective states. Now, this week in Gaddi Chodli, 11 CPI Maoist commanders and cadres have surrendered, handing over weapons while also carrying a combined bounty of 82 lakh rupees on their names. Now, in 2025 alone, the current calendar year, more than 2,100 Maoist cadres have surrendered, more than double the 942 arrests, just by the way, indicating weakening leadership and also shrinking recruitment. Now, between 2023 and 25, in these 2-year period, surrenders have reached over 3,400 compared to just 2,956 arrests, reversing earlier trends, in fact, when arrests dominated and signaling the group's steady collapse at that. Now, the turnaround began with the 2015 National Policy and Action Plans, which in fact pushed not a one, not a two, but a 3-pronged strategy of security development and as well as rehabilitation. Meanwhile, security measures have included the construction of 656 fortified police stations, 377 new security camps, and of course the release of more than 3,500 crores for operations and rehabilitation, alongside, of course, more than 1,700 crores under the Special Infrastructure Scheme. Development has accelerated across former hotbeds, with more than 14,900 kilometers of roads and over 9,000 telecom towers built just to connect remote areas. Of course, along with new ITIs, skilled centers, Eklavya schools, post banks, bank branches, and also ATMs. Rehabilitation efforts provided 5 lakh rupees each for senior cadres, 2.5 lakh for others, and a 10,000 monthly stipend also for 3 years, a vocational training to help former militants rejoin society. Now, with violence failing, recruitment drying up, and surrenders hitting record highs, as we've just seen here, India now stands closer than ever to ending the Maoist insurgency once and for all.